Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals, your weekly dive into all things Nintendo with a couple of friends. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the latest in rumors for the Switch sequel. That's right, Switch 2, rumors abound. Plus, there was an indie direct since last we talked, and we've been playing a lot of games. So let's talk about all that and more. Greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andros. I'm one of the hosts of the Nintendo Pals podcast. This is a weekly show. We talk about Nintendo. And by we, I mean myself and my pal, Micah.
Yep.
And if this is your first time listening to a Nintendo Pals, welcome in. Be sure to jump down and leave us a 5-star review on your podcast listening app of choice. It helps people discover the show. Even if this is the only time you listen, we would really appreciate your 5 stars. Why? Because we're gonna take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. That's what we're all about here. We're all into world-conquering domination because who better to rule the world than us, Nintendo Pals? Probably a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
Probably a lot of options, but I think we do an okay job. Speaking of an okay job, Micah, how's life?
It's pretty good.
It's been a bit since we podcasted together because we were on we were both busy with respective family stuff last week, and then the week prior to that, I guess I didn't podcast with you. I podcasted with Barry.
Yep.
It feels like I didn't miss a week though, because last week I got to guest on the Nintendo Dads podcast. And if you haven't checked out their show before, it's a fantastic Nintendo show. They inspired us to start when we started here. They inspired us to do what we're doing, and they're still going strong and fantastic group of guys. So if you want another dad's perspective, check out Nintendo Dad. Nintendo Dad. Check out Nintendo Dads. Check out a Nintendo Dad. They're so fun. Those Nintendo, they're in single doses. All right, Michael. Well, I don't want to. Let's just cut to the chase. Let's head to the first section of our show and let's talk what you playing. Michael, what have you been playing lately? What's been going on the gaming front?
Probably like a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, it's like pull out the Switch. It's time to look.
Turns out mostly just Splatoon 3, actually. And of course, I played some Rocket League. But I did get to play a more unique game this last week. I was able to participate in the Hades 2 playtest.
Oh, yeah, you did. Now how was it? What?
It was pretty good.
Oh no, that means it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean it was just like the first area you could play in. So if you tried to go past the first level, you would die. And some of their, you know how Hades is, they like give the explanation of how you died and whatnot. Some of them were pretty good. One mentioned that like you passed some test, but since this is also a test, you got to go back to the beginning or something like that, and then you just die. But yeah, I mean, I think I beat I went through that. I went through the loop 5 times, and then it's like, oh, you can't go down here anymore. So if you want to experience more of the game, I recommend not beating it that 5th time and just letting yourself die. Because I still got some like extra fancy pickaxe thing I could have unlocked that I just well, I'm pretty sure I could start a new save file and probably do it, but that seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah,
Nothing too groundbreaking from
from the
original
original.
Hades.
But
But it seemed good.
does it need to be,
No, yeah,
to be like
exactly.
a solid sequel that kind of does more of the same? Yeah. Well, that's cool. Did you just like sign up for this somewhere? How did this happen?
Hey,
I want
yeah,
to,
just
we
good.
should we act like this was part of our business? Like, yeah, they asked us to come on.
Oh yeah, that
We're
did a good old
very,
Nintendo Pals review.
yeah, we're very in on, the game industry space. Like people are constantly asking us. Actually, that is not
Yeah, they
100%
just
off.
emailed me out of the blue.
That
Like,
is
hey,
not
we're begging you to
100%
participate in
off.
this.
We do get offers and game codes on occasion. So that's
Oh yeah, you just go to the Hades 2 Steam page and you can sign up for it. And they might email you saying, "Congrats."
you have ascended. Welcome to the ranks. That's fun. Well, I'm looking forward to when that game does release. Another roguelike that you and I both love got a sequel announced.
Slay the Spire 2.
Slay the Spire 2. Yeah. Pretty pumped for that. That'll be a good one. It's just roguelikes forever, man. Now we need it's not Castle Crashers.
Rampage Knights.
Rampage Knights sequel. Yeah. That's such a great game. It doesn't look like it would be a stellar game. I mean, the art style and the cover of that game, you're just like, yeah. But we got it in some package deal that me and you got, and we played the heck out of that game. It's so fun. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I honestly haven't played a huge variety of games. I've just played a lot of a few games myself. So I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Doing different stream challenges and kind of exploring options and ideas for future videos. So that's what I've been doing. If you want to check out my escapades there, streaming over on twitch.tv/Andros1 and on my YouTube channel at Andros1. Besides that, played some Played Up with the family. Also, actually, did I play Played Up since last time we talked? No, I played it recently. So probably yes. I also finally found my Pokewalk, my Pokeball Plus after 2
You
months.
misplaced it?
Yeah, after 2 months.
After 2 months? You only had it for like 3.5 months, right?
Yeah, I misplaced it and I could not find it anywhere. My wife found it. It was in our car underneath. Do you throw garbage into that like little cup holder section in the door? You know what I'm talking about?
Usually no.
That's like always where we throw our trash, and then we'll take it out when we. And apparently, we hadn't cleaned the car for a while because it was at the bottom of that. Oh,
So you thought it was trash? Wow.
It must have slipped out of my pocket, fallen into that exact spot, and then just gotten covered by other things. I don't know. I was looking for it. I looked fairly diligently for it. I even removed, not full remove, but like folded out the seats so that I could check under, because I was like, I swear I had it in the car. And it was in the car. I just couldn't find it. Besides that, man, this is a Nintendo, but I have been obsessed with Baldur's Gate.
Nintendo, you say?
I know. I've been obsessed with Baldur's Gate the past couple weeks. I jumped back in on the playthrough that I am doing with my wife, because the playthrough that I am doing with you and our other buddies is only doable about once a week, if that, because everybody's schedules are busy. And And yeah, it's probably a good thing I'm not hosting. I don't think I could resist the urge to go in and just be like respecking my character and stuff all the time.
Wow.
But
We just all go back into the game and all of our stuff's gone. You just have
what
it
happened to
all.
all the money? Like, oh yeah, just messing around.
Yeah, I just find it wild that you as a charisma character, how much cheaper things are for you to buy than they are for me to buy.
Yeah.
Which I'm definitely going to continue to have you buy all my items for me, and I'll
Oh,
just
I'm down. I'm
reimburse
down
you.
for that. Yeah.
Because there's that one halberd I bought for like 5,500 that, or I didn't buy it. I saw it for that, and he sold it to you for like 2,800. They're like, oh, half price. I felt
I'm
gypped.
just yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I've been buying things like a fool for myself this whole time.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that I got like a discount in the shops and that it was that steep. But
Yeah,
pretty
that
good.
it doesn't help that my charisma is a -1
Yeah.
bonus. So
You walk around with that armor, that helmet that we got from the very first act of the game that makes you look terrifying.
yeah, with like the one eye hole
Yeah.
opening.
It's a cool helmet.
It
It
is. I can't be
it's
critically hit, so that's kind of cool.
it's definitely one of the best. Because doesn't it have some other effect as well? It's just like really high
I'm
armor.
also fire resistant,
Yeah.
but as a tiefling, I already have that,
Yeah.
so it's a little redundant. But
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of that on the playthrough I'm doing with my wife, and sometimes my wife plays with me. I don't progress any main
at
story
least
stuff.
sometimes.
Yeah, I don't progress any of the main story stuff without her. So,
Have you gotten Scratch yet?
yep. Got Scratch. We're just about to finish Act 1, and I have literally done everything because I've just been obsessed with this game. I'm just wanting to play it so much. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go and do all of these things. And you know what I had forgotten to do and what I was doing right before we, you and I started recording tonight is
You forgot to just go through and kill everyone in Act 1.
the Kuatoa.
The fish people?
The fish guys. Yeah. Yeah. Which
Did you have them worship you this time?
kind of. Yes. Like what do you mean? Because there's a couple routes you can go with that. We're like so off Nintendo here. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm having fun with this game.
This is what happens when you're
in
in
your
a Nintendo phase.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You have the option to basically be like, this guy's a fake, and then they'll all fight you. Or you can accept it, or like oust the guy and be like, yeah, okay, I'll trick them with you. And then he gives you a thing. Or if you're a bard, you can claim that they are a false god deity and that you're the true Boal. And that's what I did.
That seems awesome.
That one has the best ending, I think, because the fish people end up siding with you and taking out this red cap who is taking advantage of them. And then you can be like, yeah, you guys, I'm not a god of murder. Please stop doing that. And then they're like, okay, we will spread your word violently. Yeah. Like, okay,
yeah.
That'll probably be
but
fine.
then can you like loot that dude's dagger and it gets some like bonus because the fish people are worshiping Boal.
Correct. Yep. So as long as those guys are still kicking, then you get a bonus for So that was pretty. It's
what it is.
Yeah, and yeah. So I've done like all the side quest stuff in that, and I'm on the RPG like brain train, so I am very ready for Thousand Year Door. Let's go, Thousand Year Door. Coming this like we're less than a month away, so stoked for that. Yeah, that's really.
Maybe they'll finally be the game that gets you back into Nintendo.
I've been back into Nintendo. I've been playing Zelda. I've been back. I never left. You're dumb.
What a great defense. You just start personally attacking me.
Oh my gosh.
You don't sound defensive at all.
I am not defensive.
Okay.
I've been playing. I'm not defensive. I'm not. I'm not. I've played. Yeah, so it's been just Zelda. I played some Vampire Survivors as well since last week chatted. I've finished with everything there. I've unlocked all of the characters. Except for I've unlocked all the base characters. There's a couple that you can unlock that are like enhanced versions of existing characters. So I need to go in and do that. But I also have kind of lost the drive for that one as well for that game. I feel like Vampire Survivors is one that you play and then you're done.
Small bursts.
Yeah, it's not one I want to like. It's not one I want to just keep doing over and over and over again. It gets a little repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we've been playing. Why don't we jump over and talk some Nintendo news? All right. In the news, first off, you and I haven't got to talk about the indie showcase that was.
It's also been so long since the showcase that I've forgotten everything that happened.
Well, let's talk about it high level then. Were there any games that stood out to you?
I seem to remember there being 2 games that stood out to me, but I have since forgotten what they were.
Well, here's a list of the titles. We've got Little Kitty, Big City, Europa, Steam World Heist 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Splintered Fate.
Oh yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, that was one for me. Cat Quest 3, Yars Rising, Sticky Business, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Stitch, Refined Self, the personality test game, Anton Blast, Another Crab's Treasure, Animal Well, Shim Bzzd, Valley Peaks, and Duck Detective. I think that's all of them.
I guess the other one that stood out was Another Crab's Treasure, but we've seen that like 5 times.
I know one's been a long in development. That one's out now. I saw a friend of the show, John Ebo, streaming it, and it looked fun. It looked like Dark Souls,
but with a crab.
But with crabs, yeah.
And potentially a crab with a gun, if you want.
You can have a gun? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure they showed that off in some it's like, games have difficulties and they have like the story mode. You just want to experience the story.
Yeah.
Well, this one they just give you a gun and let you shoot everything. I'm hoping I didn't see that on April 1st and I'm not just like an idiot. But I'm pretty sure that's a real thing.
That's funny. Yeah. Out of everything in here, so I gave this presentation on the Nintendo Dads. I gave it a solid C+. I was like, it's a good presentation. There's not any bad games in here, but just nothing that jumps out particular to me necessarily.
And no Metroid Prime 4
in the indie showcase. Really?
Yep.
They explicit in the title are saying we are not going to be having first party games here.
But what a surprise it would have been then if they're like, oh wait, one last thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing they could have chose to do. But it is not what they chose.
And they're cowards for not doing it.
So yeah, I guess overall, how do you feel about it? What kind of grade would you give to the presentation?
Yeah, it's probably the same. I thought about a C. There weren't too many things that jumped out for me, but nothing seemed bad. Just not really up my alley.
Yeah. Well, then that's all we got to talk about for the indie showcase. Next news item here. Let's jump over to our regular news here. So, Monkey Thunder posted this article out on our Discord, which everybody should join up. You'll want to catch this news before we even talk about it, before even Nintendo knows, because Monkey Thunder is that fast. So in an interview with Donald Mustard, the creator of Fortnite, he stated that Epic wanted Samus to be in Fortnite, but Nintendo only wanted Samus to be seen on Nintendo systems, and that was the ultimate reason that it did not come to pass, because Epic didn't want to make it console exclusive.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer
for
everyone.
Yeah. who do you think is in the wrong here? Wrong?
I mean, I don't think anyone's in the wrong. I feel like it's perfectly acceptable for them to desire that to be a thing, and also acceptable for Epic to be like, no, we don't want to do that.
Okay, that's fair. Fair take. I think that this is a bad move by Nintendo. Because I want Metroid to be seen by more people. I want to generate hype for Metroid games. And I think this would have been like really good marketing, but as I think we'll put it out on the Discord, like devil's advocate, would it generate more hype for Metroid games? Really?
Probably not much.
Yeah, but I mean, in my brain, it's like, yeah, but why not? You know, it could.
Yeah,
it wouldn't hurt the brand, that's for sure.
But would it?
Yeah. Everybody's gonna be like, I can't play Metroid. I saw Samus doing the floss with.
I mean, you know, there at least be people saying that online.
Yeah, I just think that's.
But to be fair, I doubt any of those people who say that would have been buying Metroid anyways.
Yeah. I think that it would have been a net positive for Nintendo and for Fortnite. And 100%, I would have bought that character in a heartbeat. I would have paid real dollary dues to get Samus.
Real monies?
Yeah. Yes. The only character, like a Nintendo first-party character, I will spend real monies to get in Fortnite.
Waluigi?
Yeah, 1,000%. Why would you ask that? You ask that as if like, oh, you're not going to do that. Like, of course.
Wait, I thought you just said Samus was the only character that you would spend real money.
No. I said.
Oh, okay. I was like, excuse me.
Only Nintendo
characters.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, there's no way Samus is the one and only Nintendo character.
No, but Samus is the one that makes the most sense for the game.
Although I think you'd have to be like Zero Suit Samus, because I mean, you can't. It's kind of hard to hold a gun with.
No, I think
that's a gun.
I feel like they would have done like skins. You could switch between costume, no costume. But yes, the gun arm would have been interesting. I don't know how they would have handled that.
Your gun arm, and then
she has, she'd probably be holding the gun with the gun arm.
It just sticks out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's I'm bummed about this. Like,
what could have been.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like Nintendo's philosophy of like locking their characters to their system is necessarily good. I think it would be better if their IP was more available in other places. Like, I get it to an extent, but I also don't get it. Because I feel like from a marketing standpoint, it just makes so much sense to expose your IP to more audiences.
Yeah.
I don't know. there's like a balance that you have to strike there, and I feel like Nintendo does not strike a balance. They just go hardcore. No, nowhere but here will our characters be. Because didn't I saw somewhere we had a news article about Gary's mod.
Yep, but I've heard things about that.
Oh, okay. Well, let's move on
I,
to it.
I
Tell me what you know about. I just saw something about this. So you tell me the news
I
and tell me what you
know.
heard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's actually the post right under that Monkey Thunder also posted. But yeah, Gary's mod is moving 20 years worth of Nintendo stuff due to a takedown request from Nintendo, and by Nintendo, it's actually some other random dude claiming to be Nintendo, potentially.
Well, did you see the follow on to that? From
Canada Thousand Year Door will have a GameCube cover slip if you pre-order.
no, tweet from Gary himself, from the Gary that mods. I have been assured that the takedowns have been verified by Nintendo as legit, so this will now continue as planned. Sorry.
Oh, bummer. So Monkey Thunder lied to me?
No,
The betrayal.
no, he didn't, because he posted that. You just didn't scroll down far enough to read the rest of it.
Well, I'm not going to scroll down that far. There's all these other things before that.
But yeah, that's where it's at. It's
sandwiched right
lame.
between two very interesting things. So I just glazed right over it. They got Paper Mario and cool Tears of the Kingdom merch on either side of that message.
Sandwiched between too many cool things. Yeah,
Things
I'm bummed about that as well. I feel like this one makes a lot more sense than not letting your. The top comment on this post is, "I hate Nintendo." That's it. That's all. Oh, really? I don't think.
I mean, it's weird because the only reason you'd hate them is because you liked those Nintendo themed mods.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a paradox.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about I wish that Nintendo was more open with their IP and were more accepting of modding and all of that, but they're not, and they are within their legal rights to do that. So I don't hate them. I love Nintendo. I host a podcast about Nintendo.
It just makes it easier for you to stay in your Nintendo phase.
Nah.
Oh, so there are other reasons?
Nope. There's no reasons because there's no Nintendo phase. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving right along here. What other news items we got?
Well, there's that 1,000 Year Door, where if you are pre-ordering from GameStop in Canada, you can get the slip cover that is the classic GameCube.
It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Hopefully we get something similar here. We'll probably get
Yeah, it seems so weird. It's like just Canada GameStop. Like, why?
Yep. Because every country but the United States of America gets really cool stuff. That's not even true. Not even remotely true. There are so many countries where there's so many countries where game companies just do not care about them. And
it's mostly Japan gets all the cool stuff.
Yeah, it's devastating for them, but we feel a little bit of that, first world problems here. When Japan gets this cool Nintendo Store Zelda merch, including a pin set with all of the secret stones. Is that a rug? I think that's a rug. That's the
Look like a bath mat for the glider thing.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I
I,
don't really
I
know what that is.
I want that so bad. And then you
I'm
got
very curious how big it actually is. Like, what size is that really?
it's just like this. It's like a little like desk.
Could it just be like a teeny little patch or something?
It could be.
I don't know.
Zelda's earrings, a bomb bag, pin sets, and a Hawaiian shirt. I want that
That
shirt.
shirt is awesome.
I want that shirt. That shirt's so cool. And then you got the signed keychain. Oh my gosh, this is just this is just a crime that this isn't U.S. based. So anybody out there that knows how to obtain this stuff from Japan and get it here, maybe I just need to go to Japan. Let's go to Japan. Let's do that, me and you.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable reason to go to Japan.
Yeah, perfect. We'll go get these things. And then hit us with our next news item, Micah. This is the last.
There's a new Animal Crossing Lego set with
My gosh.
a KK. Although the KK minifigure doesn't actually move or sing. That's a big disappointment.
Yeah, that's super disappointing. What the heck? Why even make it? But they're making more Animal Crossing Lego sets. Woohoo! Yay! And that's about it. What we have to talk about with news. There hasn't been any. Oh, a little update here. Remember the suspect guy that was threatening Nintendo Japan? Yeah, Nintendo Live and Nintendo Japan events that got them canceled. Dude is now being charged for his crimes. And
good.
I hope he's. Yeah, I mean, I don't wish people to be in prison for a long time, but I mean, this person caused the entire, like, multiple events to shut down completely. Which, with just, like, there has to be a lot more here than what I've seen for it to be that bad. But, like, yeah, I think that's a crime deserving of some time to think about things and get some help because you're a mentally not well person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think well-adjusted people write death threats.
No
offense to people that do that.
No, all of
it. But you should probably get help if you do that.
Yeah, yeah. If you do that, stop. So with that, I think we're done with the news. Shall we jump out of the realm of news and into the realm of rumor with the rumor mill? What is this? What is
night driving?
Well, that was.
I don't think we have a bumper for the rumor mill.
Well, we definitely do. I'll get that sent to you. That's funny. I was like, hey, welcome to the rumor mill where we're chilling. Yeah, well, we are going to be spending a good chunk of time here tonight, I think, because there has been a lot of rumors swirling. And that is in regards to the Switch 2. So this comes from an article by Vandal. And wait, this article is in Spanish? Luckily, Monkey Thunder's got our back and has translated the bits and pieces
bullet points.
Yeah, the bits and pieces of information. Shout out to Monkey Thunder. He is doing He is doing the work that we should probably be doing since we host the show. Thank you, Monkey Thunder, for putting together this little synopsis here. So here are some of the highlights from this article. Rumors about Joy-Cons for the next Nintendo console. Bullet point one. We can split these. We'll at least take a bullet point here. Accessory manufacturers have been able to touch the console but not see it, i.e., the console was in a black box, so they could touch it, but they don't actually get to see how it looks. Is that a thing?
But why?
Is that a thing? Is that a thing that actually happens?
It just seems like such a weird thing to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, doesn't it feel very Nintendo? They're like doing it. You could just see them like,
well, it's okay, like those,
like in a controlled like scientific environment. Like, yeah, put your hands here. You can feel how ergonomic it is, right?
Well, it's like those videos online where people put their hands in the box and try and guess what they're feeling, and it's just random things. That's what that makes me think of. They're like, yeah. Is this a cactus? No, that's the Switch 2.
Oh, why cactus? The new Joy-Cons are
bits, I guess.
Yeah, the new Joy-Cons are very, very dangerous.
Instead of wrist straps, they got those little cactus needles that just spike straight into your hand, so you don't accidentally.
You'll never drop it or pick it up. So I right away was like, I don't know how legit this is, but I was talking with folks at work, and a lot of people were like, no, that seems like something Nintendo would do. I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But in addition to that, I guess this next point here is that no, go ahead.
If you wanted to.
Okay.
It would convince me that you're not as much in the Nintendo phase as I previously thought.
Yeah. All right. Every manufacturer agrees the console won't release this year and will release in early 2025. And you know who else agrees with that? Me, who predicted it from the beginning. All along. I was saying that way before anybody else. All right. So you know here that you can trust my premonition, my intuition.
Yeah, sure. Either of those.
Early 2025. That's the release. That's the release. It's happening in early 2025. I'm gonna guess April or May. 1 year from like right nowish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At 7:14. Am I Mountain Time? I don't even know what time zone I'm in.
I don't even know what time zone you're in either. Yeah, so I don't know. You want to take these other couple points here that are talking about the system itself?
Yeah, the system will be a bit bigger than the current Switch models, but nowhere close to the Steam Deck's size. I didn't realize the Steam Deck was that big.
I talked to a coworker today who has a Steam Deck, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a chonker." And he talked about it as a plus because it's much more ergonomic to hold because it's thicker.
It can wrap around.
Yeah, and it's bigger. So yeah, the way this is pitched kind of makes it seem like that's a bad thing, but I also kind of think, no, that might be a good thing for it to be big. I mean, it can't fit in your pocket, but the current Switch barely can fit in your pocket as well.
Seems like you just need to get bigger pockets.
Nothing's gonna be. I feel like the DS Lite and 3DS and the Game Boy Advance SP, that's like peak pocket gaming right there.
Yeah.
Now we're spoiled.
But such a small screen.
Yeah. Now we're spoiled with gargantuan screens. So there's that. That's cool. And then cool. Also Joy-Cons will change their attachment systems from doing like the rails, the sliding rails, to a magnetic system. And the current ones won't be forward compatible. How do you feel about that?
It seems kind of questionable. Like, how will this magnetic system work well enough for that it don't just fall off?
I had the same thing, but the same buddy of mine at work that was talking about the Steam
It
Deck
seems like there should be some way, I guess, but
said magnets in 2024 are insane, and then showed me his magnetic wallet that is attached to his iPhone using like MagSafe technology. Why did I split that word like that? Technology. I like put a noticeable gap. Yeah. And he held it by the wallet and like shook it, and it was stable. It's solid. And
then,
so like,
how did you take it off easy?
you just got to give it some pull, a little bit of force. Honestly,
see, that's what seems kind of questionable. It seems like there should be an easy way for like children to pull it off.
Well,
but if it's easy enough for a child to pull off, what if I get really intense with my gaming?
Yeah, you're like
just fall off.
The like both controllers.
Yeah, both of them dropping it.
Yeah.
That's just, it seems questionable.
Yeah, there's that's how I felt as well. I'm like, I don't know.
It seems like it would be more durable, I guess.
Yes.
Fewer parts to fail.
The rail system kind of sucks. I don't like it, and especially with kids, because my kids have worn down. So we have 3 switches at my house. Got my original, the OLED, and then my Zelda OLED. And the original and OLED that my kids primarily use, like the Joy-Cons don't stay on very well. Like it just gets worn over time with pulling on and off, like that. And that hinge sucks.
So people forget to hit the button.
Yep. Well, or kids that just don't hit the button. So essentially, my kids already are using this magnetic system because they're just yanking it off. But that's, I mean, that's on me. I'm like, let my kids have free reign on the game system. But I like this. I like part of me feels like it will be more durable, but also not, because I feel like it would be easy to pop off.
Plus, magnets are dangerous to electronics.
Yeah. Yeah. But according to these rumors, the current Pro controller will work on the Switch 2. So we'll have that. Which Solo pointed out on the Discord points to amiibo functionality still being a thing, because there's that sensor on the Pro controllers. And if that's still a thing, then is backwards compatibility pretty solidly a thing? Like for support
like a little bit of a stretch.
Well, it's all a stretch. This is all rumors. I'm just saying one thing leads to another. Because
just because the Pro controller is compatible doesn't even mean that the amiibo reader will be used in the new system.
Right. That's true. That's true. I do hope.
I'm not quite sure what amiibos has to do with the backwards compatibility either.
Well, if you have amiibos and we're supporting old amiibos, then we probably are supporting old games as well.
But maybe
these
not. Old amiibos will just do new things.
Right.
On the new system.
I do hope that we get new Pro controllers though, because I want to see them iterate on the Switch Pro controller. I like the Switch Pro controller, but they're
back the GameCube triggers.
Yeah, I kind of think better triggers that aren't just buttons, like actual triggers, and I think the D-pad could be better. But I also am theorizing that the reason that we're seeing the magnetic Joy-Cons is because they're going to be doing a very different design for the Joy-Cons, because that is the biggest pain point for the Nintendo Switch. How many lawsuits have they had to settle from Joy-Con drift, right? Like and all the bad press. So it's like they need to make a better Joy-Con. And I think that's why that's getting a redesign, but the Pro Controller really isn't. Because Pro Controller hasn't really had any problems. Yeah. Anything else we can talk about with the rumors here? There was more posted.
Seems that Samsung might be supplying essentially all the parts.
All right. So that's from Business Korea posted that. And
so I can't remember what parts they listed.
Yeah. According to industry sources, on April 24th, the Nintendo Switch 2 is expected to launch as early as the second half of this year. So it does kind of look like it's close to finalized, like ready to go. So Monkey Thunder pointed out here that he has some theories on why that is. Maybe they want to produce enough consoles to meet demand, and also maybe they want software to go along with the release of the new console. So they're waiting on both of those things before doing the launch. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like a reasonable thing to do. Wait for software, and also demand. That way you have a really strong launch, and you just keep that momentum.
Yeah, my thought process here from like the business side of things, because you can't release something until it's ready to release, unless you're, Ubisoft.
That's not true.
CD Projekt Red or any of these other companies.
Cyberpunk.
yeah, that's exactly what. But you can't release, like, hardware is a bit different. You can't release hardware that is not
harder to patch.
Right. So for the hardware, like if the hardware is ready and we're waiting on software, like all of that makes sense to me. Like maybe they're holding software that is done, that will be on the system, so it has a really strong launch library. And by that, I don't mean just like day one, we're going to see a whole bunch of games. I think they're probably forward thinking a little bit more, going, we need to have games ready to go so we can release a game every month for the first year,
or the first year,
or even more often than that in the first launch window time period.
Like the first 6 months are extra important for good games.
Right. But besides that, that also leaves this year to try and get rid of all of your Switch stock. And so I could see the holidays this year being like the lowest of low prices that you'll see for Switch consoles and games. Especially,
and then 1 month later, they'll announce the Switch 2. It's like, ha, suckers!
Yeah,
you idiots!
Yeah,
new consoles right here.
Yeah, I kind of think that's going to be the case. They're gonna push this year for sales of the remaining units of the system, and then on top of that, we'll probably see more ports and re-releases, things that are a little bit easier turnaround.
Yeah, they should just start selling the Switch for like $10 so they can beat the PlayStation 2 sales, lifetime sales.
They should. They should.
Just to stick it to them.
Yeah, this would be like,
take that, Sony.
PlayStation.
We'll lose millions of dollars.
To beat you. To beat you. It's all out of spite. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, business wise, we're going to see lots of sales for the current system this year, and not a lot of like new games, but I still think we're going to see Prime on this system. And I think that's kind of going to be the last big title to come. from Nintendo for the Switch. That's it. And then next year, fire on all cylinders, throwing tons of games out. Or it could have a terrible launch. Who knows? Nintendo seems to work in cycles.
That would kind of be their pattern.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think they've learned their lesson. I feel like they have to have a 3D Mario within like the first 3 months. It's been so long.
I hope it launches with 3D Mario. If that's like all you can do besides to even remotely compete with like a Zelda. Right? Like Breath of the Wild was such a system seller. But a new Mario Kart, those would be fire.
You mean launches. Mario Kart 8 version 4?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 2.
All we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 9.
There is no Mario.
Maybe in 20 years. 2044.
Yeah. And that's all we've got to talk about in the rumor mill, Micah. Funnily enough. So it's been a bit. What do we do next? It's the community corner next, right?
I think so.
The community corner. We definitely know how many episodes have we done in this show? We're on like 300 episodes, and I forgot which segment comes next. All right,
he changed it up a little bit. He's blaming on that.
Have we answered? Yes, we answered. I answered this question with Barry. So let's come over here then. We got some questions over on Spotify. Ayla loves Bidoof. Ayla always changing the name and always has such a fun name. Such a cool name. Hearing that Micah purified his Machamp to make it a hundo hurts. Generally, Pokemon are much stronger as Shadow, and Shadow Machamp is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Also, that Swablu is rare. The one that you have.
The shiny?
Yeah.
I got like 3 of those.
Well,
that's weird. I mean, yeah, maybe if I was a monster, I would keep the showers. I purify Pokemon before I send them to the professor.
Well, that's just smart because you get bonuses and stuff.
I'm not a monster. Yeah, the bonus is like if you do like 500 of them, you get 1 extra Pokeball to try and catch a Team Rocket Pokemon, which isn't necessary at all. I think the most it's ever taken me is like 3. They're like almost always a guaranteed catch, it seems like.
Yeah.
But I'm just not a monster.
Well, I keep some Shadow Pokemon around because I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah, because you're a monster. Those Pokemon are suffering.
Are they? Is that like,
yes.
Is that actually what's happening?
Yes, absolutely. They're essentially tortured until they're in this shadow state. That can't be good.
And then how do you purify them, right? You give them candy? That purifies them?
I mean, a little bit of candy and a little bit of stardust. And a lot of love.
Yeah. Faith, trust, dust. That's pretty great. And then we have a comment.
Yeah, I just gotta say, if you got Shadow Pokemon, you should feel bad.
A comment on the last on the Bachelor, but it's Nintendo characters from Daisy Rose that says "Smash Princess Zelda." Yeah, she's in Smash Bros. I don't know why. I don't know what this comment. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
They're petitioning for Smash Ultimate 2.
I guess so.
Gotta keep
Didn't we do a recently like a Kiss Mary Kill?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember because someone asked, it was like Zelda, Samus, Peach, if I recall correctly. Man,
Yeah.
my brain. This is your brain on Nintendo. You're
Yeah.
just not as successful.
Exactly.
Don't
The
do
truth
Nintendo.
finally comes out.
Don't do Nintendo, kids. This is what will
You
happen
should
to
make
you.
a little meme for that. This is your brain on Nintendo, and
Your
this is your
brain on
brain on Nintendo.
Oh man. But besides that, we don't have any questions. We did have something I want to point out from the community from our good pal Seth Sturgill, aka $2 Hero, who said, "Is anybody else going to point out how the intro to Indie World Showcase literally a Nintendo Pals intro?" Because the first developer to speak was like, "Hey, Micah, are you ready to talk about some games?" And the other developer, whose name is Micah, says, "Yep."
Yeah, but they said it with an E. It said yep instead of yup. It's a difference.
Yeah. Well, it's girl Micah versus guy Micah. Uh, that's the only difference.
True.
And then a cat appeared as well. But I just thought that was so funny. I totally did not catch that.
I apparently, I mean, I did skim through a little bit, and apparently I skimmed straight past that intro, so I had no idea.
Yeah, that is a very funny post. That made my day. That made my day. I was like, that wins the internet for today for me. So yeah, we'll be expecting some royalties. In
Yeah.
the world, we're expecting some royalties. I made the joke that we accept payments in the form of early copies of Metroid Prime 4.
Perfect.
That's exactly what I want. So since we don't have a whole lot of else to talk about in the community corner, I want to show off my new shirt. Everybody watching the video version of the podcast, look at this cool shirt. And
Oh, look at all those Jigglypuffs.
I'll describe it to you. It's a Kirby Hawaiian. Well, it's not really Hawaiian style, but it's a button down Kirby
It's
summer shirt.
relatively Hawaiian style.
Yeah, it's not as flowery. It's just bunches of Kirby's that fade. The top of the shirt is pink and it fades down to a blue. And I have matching swim trunks.
Nice.
Yeah, that are pretty cool. And you wear it as a combo. You'd be the coolest guy at the pool. And these were just at Target. Can I tell you the story about how I got this shirt? Did I tell you the story about how I got this shirt?
No, you didn't.
Okay. Went with the family. You said no, but I'm telling you anyway.
Why do you even ask?
Why do you even ask if you're just going to tell me? Went to Home Depot with my family to get some dirt.
For a wild story so far.
Plants. Yeah. Yeah, it is wild. Because as we're checking out at Home Depot in the self-checkout, the cashier, there's always like that one cashier over the like 6 self-checkout stands.
Make sure you aren't stealing things.
Mostly just to come and like enter in a pin when you do something wrong, right?
Yeah, like sometimes when they just double scan your items, and for some reason you have to have someone come over and help you to remove an item. I feel like you should just let the customer. He
was wearing this shirt, and I said, "Yo, cool shirt."
You stole it from him.
Yeah, and then I beat him up. I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate 3.
You just pickpocketed him from behind, just reaching up and undoing the buttons. That's what it's like in Baldur's Gate sometimes.
I put a pot on his head, like the classic Skyrim. Like, whoo.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, "Yo, cool shirt," and he said, "Thanks, man. Target. I got it from Target. It's right over there." Because this Home Depot shares a parking lot. It's like in the same shopping center as Target. And I turned to my wife and I was like, "Can we go to Target?" And she was like, "Sure." So we went to Target and I bought it then and there. It was like it was an instant thing. I should have gone back to Home Depot and been like, "I got the shirt."
Showing up with the shirt.
The same shirt, be like, "I got it. Thank you." So thank you, random Home Depot employee, for recommending the shirt, because it was actually pretty cheap for the. I mean, Hawaiian shirts are run a pretty penny. They're pretty pricey, but it was pretty affordable, which is nice. So there you go. That's the community corner for this week. Do we have a last week we asked you?
Not in the Discord.
That's right. That's right. Last week we asked on Spotify, who do you think has more hair on their head, Andros or Micah? Cockapoo responded with a baby head and what is that emoji? It's just is that a baby head? That's what it looks like. And an emoji wearing sunglasses. I thought you were just like, let me just accentuate that comment with a little ditty. And then Ghost responded with Andros XD, which is my ultimate form. Andros XD.
How did he know that might be true?
Yeah, wild. Well, wait, no, it's not even true. That was because most of the time you have pretty long hair. You let your hair grow really long. Yeah. I never let my hair grow that long. I did like one time. And within this episode and last episode, no, it was before that. I shaved my head, so I had no hair on my head.
But your face and chin are part of your head.
You're right. My beard hair is definitely longer than the hair on your head right now.
Oh, for sure. But the question is, I mean, it doesn't cover as much of your head.
Right. So, but it's
probably like twice as long, I would say, as my head.
Yeah. And I still do have hair on my head, like, because it's grown back.
But like kind of real little.
Yeah. It's probably
I got my haircut the day after you, actually.
Oh. Yeah. And then I do have some on the chest, but that's not on my head. I literally grow like just a little bit, like in like a little teeny line right here. And
I don't go a lot, but I feel like they're relatively
check it out here. Yeah.
The length makes it seem like there should be more.
Yeah, that's 100% the same boat as me, where it's like it looks like I should have like a full chest of hair, but I really only have
like
I really only have enough to peek out of these V-neck Hawaiian shirts that I have.
If you grab and pull it up,
like,
you got two hairs
that's
sticking out.
I don't like hair. In fact, in the next few weeks, I will be ditching the beard. I will be going back to babyface Andros.
You gonna wax it? That's the thing you should do.
No.
Oh, don't be a baby. Just be baby smooth.
It won't be baby smooth. I'll be bleeding out of every pore on my face.
That
would hurt.
That bad.
That would hurt so bad. Did he wax his face?
Yeah, he waxed his face. He's like,
Why?
I hate shaving so much, I'm gonna wax my face.
Does he do this regularly?
Well, he might have said it was like the biggest mistake he's ever made in his life. He said you gotta play
the scream, the Lincoln scream sound effect. That's what it sounded like, I assume.
He said he let them cool a bit, which was at times which was a mistake, so it didn't like peel off well either. And it was
If
just
you're
not a
using
good
like
time.
like the hot wax with like a stick, like that stuff's rough. Those wax strips that I used for that one Zelda challenge, painful but much cleaner. Yeah. So that's but no, I'm not doing that. I'm just shaving. I'm not, but I do think it would be fun to give it like a Viking burial, you know? We like put it on a little boat, on the little pile of hair. We light it on fire and send it down a river.
You got that pond
Yeah,
in your backyard. You just gotta
send it
get
out back.
a flaming arrow. And good luck hitting it. It just sink the whole thing immediately.
So there you go. Wait, there you go. I don't know where I was going with this. I was just talking about how I'm going to shave my beard. I've given it a go. It's long. It's
like pretty curly, isn't it? Like it's not super straight.
Let's fluff it out so I look like a Civil War general. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
I'll fluff mine out. Let's see if I can find one. There one is.
But who knows? Maybe I'll be coming
really
back
long
with
hair.
some other new crazy hair thing. I've been kind of enjoying.
I mean, you definitely have to shave it in styles. I want to see a Fu Manchu.
Well, I'm going to keep the mustache for just a bit as well.
Well, we should keep the part that extends down from the mustache too, all the way down to your neck.
Because I have it to the point where I can like curl it. So that's kind of a cool.
Although I think maybe once you shave everything and you just have the mustache, you might realize mustaches are super gross.
I already realized that. Mustache is honestly the worst part of having the beard.
Oh yeah. Well, and I just very few people I feel like look good with a mustache. I feel like most mustaches just do not look good, in my opinion.
Oh really? Oh. I think a good handlebar mustache. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a necessary thing. But have you seen Mario without a mustache? Ooh, that's the stuff of nightmares. You should Google it right now.
I was like, I swear I've seen that at some point.
Mario and Luigi without mustaches is like so weird.
I mean, some of these aren't too bad looking, but some of them are very bad looking.
Now, can we get a game where Mario has?
This one also removed his eyebrows, though. So
yeah. Can we get a game where he has a full beard though, like Mario, but with like the manliest looking beard? That would be awesome.
I just want a game where every morning when he wakes up, he just has that full beard.
Yeah,
that just happens overnight, and he just has to shave every day.
Yeah,
to his mustache.
He does something like his razor's like a little Tanuki suit tail that's like.
Oh yeah,
or like a fire flower.
Just real quick.
Burns it. So that's all we've got going for last week. We asked you. So let's move on to the PAL topic. That one's wildly loud.
I forgot I had to make it louder for the Lincoln screaming because that one's so quiet.
I hope y'all are awake. Welcome to the PAL topic. Tonight's PAL topic, Micah and I didn't even talk about what we're doing here tonight, and so we have no plan. This is truly.
Yeah, I wondered. I was like, do we actually have a PAL topic planned?
No, we don't. I thought it might be fun because I was thinking about, where was I? Oh, I was on a Cosmic stream, listening or in chat, talking about game consoles, and I talked about how the Wii U is awesome because it is.
Well, heck yeah. Very
But
underrated.
then I was talking about favorite games of all time because, Nintendo Land, I think is definitely like a top 10 for me. And we've done this before.
I mean, Nintendo Land is the best Nintendo party game. Hands down.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's...
I mean, I'm sorry, Mario Party, but Nintendo Land is so much better.
So
I mean, Mario Party does have more variety, but
I think it's been a bit since we did a top 10 video games. So we're going to do it on the fly here. You and I are going to come up with our top 10 Nintendo games of all time. So this is not Switch exclusive.
Is there like a loud cricket at your house?
Oh my gosh, can you hear that?
I was like, I feel like I suddenly noticed it like 2 minutes ago. I was like, I swear I hear
Oh
like
no,
cricket
is that coming
on.
through? That's so annoying. Okay, I will say that this cricket has been here for days, and he is in the wall. It's not one we can get. I have tried everything. I've sprayed and put down all this stuff, and he is just permanently a fixture of the house over here. I don't know what to do.
Wonder if it's been going this whole time and I just noticed, or maybe he just like stepped it up.
Yeah.
But it's only when you talk.
Last time when we tried to I was like, okay, I'm sick of this. I can't handle this anymore. I went in and took a leaf blower to where the noise was coming from and just was like blew it all out. No cricket noise. And I was like, let's go. I did it. I got rid of it. I came back inside and like 2 minutes later, even louder, even faster, even harder, the cricket's like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's a demon. Have you seen the movie is it Mousetrap? What's that movie called?
I've played the game Mousetrap.
Mouse Hunt, where they have this property and they're trying to this mouse. I feel like I am literally living that with this cricket.
Do they end up essentially destroying the house by the end of that movie?
Yeah, destroying the house.
Like,
then
seems like vaguely familiar.
Then it all comes full circle. So let's talk about our
builds them a new house or something.
Do you want to do a combined list? Let's do a Nintendo Pals list.
Yeah, sure.
So
that way I don't have to think as much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll do individual personal lists another time. Let's talk about top 10 games of all time. And I think you and I both can agree that Nintendo Land is on that list. Yeah. So what other games do you want to put up on the GOATs? This is greatest of all time. I mean, so all Nintendo.
I mean, Thousand Year Door, Metroid Prime.
Do you want me to put all of these in?
Mansion. I don't know if those will necessarily all make the cut, but
okay. Well, Nintendo Land's making the cut. I'll put these down on Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion. Oh my gosh, why are these in all caps? What am I doing? I think Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime. Down. How do you feel about
Wind Waker? Of course.
How do you feel about Wii Sports Resort?
I don't know if that's quite a top 10.
Okay.
That is great.
What was the one that you said right before that?
I forgot. Oh, I said Wind Waker. But I feel like we should just keep one Legend of Zelda.
Okay, so then we probably stick with one Mario, and that's probably Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, I'll probably give that to Odyssey.
Let's Other that I've like insta come
I
to
know
mind.
there's got to be some I'm missing.
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Are we gonna just stick to first party?
Yeah.
Let's stick to first
That
party.
way we have fewer options.
Yeah. Uh, okay, hold on. A while.
I feel like I've listed so many.
I know. Well, I'm being kind of picky here because I'm like, these are the 10 best ever.
Yeah. Oh, we're kind of limiting ourselves to like mostly just one per franchise, so that kind of helps. Or else it'd be hard to choose between like all the Zelda games and all like.
And I'm seeing a lot of love online for
10 really good games.
A lot of love online for Super Mario World, which makes me happy.
No offense, but no.
Man, everybody.
I'm even tempted to say Metroid Dread.
So I'll throw it onto the list. Metroid Dread.
Because I feel like for how long you're supposed to play that game, I played that game a lot.
Yeah, you did.
I played through that game so many times. And it is like the most satisfying game to like get good at.
Yeah, it's fun.
You just really start to feel like Samus when you're playing on Dread mode.
I know we have Mario Odyssey on here, but could I also throw in Mario 3D World? Plus Bowser's Fury. You don't think that one's up in the contenders for top 10?
I gotta be honest. I do not enjoy that game as much as everyone else seems to.
You played it a ton.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, all Mario games essentially are good. I think it's really good, but I don't know. It seems like people are like, this is the greatest moment of my entire life when they talk about that game. I'm like, I mean, it's good.
I think it's really good. Yeah, I think it's kind of peak for what it is. It's not the best 3D Mario game, but it's the best linear 3D Mario game. Although Galaxy's pretty great.
I think I like Galaxy more. I think part
of
it is just like the camera angle in 3D Worlds is just always a little bit weird.
Yeah. Okay. Mario Maker.
Like I was
Maker be on here? Mario Kart? Any Mario Karts? I feel like for me, Mario Kart as a series is like one of my favorites, but it's not a top 10 games kind of game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually agree with you there.
But Smash Bros. Is, for sure. Okay, right now on our list, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. But a lot of these were just kind of like off rip from both of us. So I feel like I'm forgetting some games. I
really enjoyed Star Fox Adventure back in the day.
I really like Kid Icarus Uprising like a lot. I think that's one of the greatest games ever made. You say
almost as good as Balloon Fight.
You didn't play it. You can't.
I played like 10 minutes of it, which I feel like is all I needed to play.
Oh really? Because I feel like that game has so much like meta game with how you do your weapon builds and.
See, when I hear things like that, that just sounds like way too much effort.
It's like
metagaming. I just want a game.
Yeah, it's like making builds. It's fun. I like it.
Building. I just want a game.
someone riding a lawnmower to victory out there?
Exactly. As I was wondering. That is what it sounds like.
Greatest games of all time, because I do feel like we need to jump back and think a little bit about like if it was open to third party, I feel like there would be a lot on that I want to throw on here right away as well. But it's not. We're doing just first party, greatest of all time.
Yeah, well, what are some third party things you'd want to throw on just for fun?
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Celeste.
Spelunky 1 or 2.
Mostly 2.
Probably 2. Yeah, 2 is just.
I feel like just because they're so similar, but 2 is just better.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
Maybe Risk of Rain 2.
I do really enjoy Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain 2, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think that'd quite make it in my top 10.
Oh, Hades. 100%.
Oh, Hades is good. But you can only have 10 favorites, so even that one.
Yeah.
I mean, and Golden Sun.
I didn't even think. I was just thinking Switch as well. Like all time. You've got you got all those games.
Yeah, all those games that came before the Switch.
Well, I'm thinking like this would include like every fighting game. Like you've got like Street Fighter and
Put Street Fighter in your top 10?
No, not in my personal top 10. But I mean, it's up there as one of the greats, as one of the goats. Plock.
Really? Top 10? Flock?
I mean,
I
like it a lot.
Just be honest with yourself. Top 10, Flock. Flock will go in your top 10 games of all time.
I don't know. I'd have to sit and think about it more. I don't want to be put on the spot and say yes or no. Let me get back to you on that.
I think
right? That's what I say. That's what that means. That's what you say when like someone comes to you with a question at work. You're like, yeah, let me get back to you on that. Let me do some more research.
I think what that means is you don't want to be honest with yourself because it's painful, and your answer is no.
Man, these lists are all over the place. People all over the place online. But I'm seeing a lot of commonalities with Metroid Prime. I'm willing to put Metroid Prime in our Nintendo Pals top 10 because even though I haven't played it, because of its merit.
You have ample opportunity to play it too.
True.
Look at that. It has a 97 on Metacritic back in the day. I think it's like tied for the highest rated GameCube game.
So would you say Luigi's Mansion is truly a top 10?
I mean, it's real good. And the third one's probably better. But at the same time, I feel like the only thing the third Luigi's Mansion is missing was like a hard mode.
Yeah. Did the first one have that?
But I want to say yes. Unless I'm crazy. I'm pretty sure it did. Maybe I was just younger and the game was more difficult. I'm trying to type extra quiet, but I don't think it's working.
Click. The
Hidden Mansion. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah,
the ghosts are harder, but it's also the vacuum is also twice as strong. I remember that.
This would also include games like Mega Man, Pac-Man.
Yeah, I don't put any of those games on my
top
10, though.
Kingdom Hearts.
Except what was that Pac-Man game? It started with like a paper airplane being thrown into a tree. You aren't even like controlling Pac-Man. You're just trying to tell him to do things. And you have him at some point he has some mine cart he has to go through and you tell him to go faster or slower at times. I remember that game being awesome.
What about
But
Kirby?
I also kind of feel like I made that game up almost.
What about Kirby Air Ride?
Oh, that's like better than Mario Kart racing game.
Yeah, I feel strong about Kirby Air Ride up there as well. But I don't know. Yeah. Greatest. I'm like kind of just like spitballing, thinking of third-party games. Everybody out there listening is probably like, "Oh, you forgot this one. You forgot this one."
No, we didn't forget about Fire Emblem or Xenoblade. Those just aren't making it on the list.
Like GoldenEye, that one I know would be top for a lot of people on a third-party list. Minecraft, I think I'd have to put Minecraft up there.
I mean, top as in like when it came out, where it rated, or top still to this day.
That's tough on these lists, right?
There's a difference. Like yeah.
Well, I think Minecraft still like it's top 10 easily regardless. But yeah, GoldenEye I don't think holds up that great.
No, not at all. I remember the last time I played it.
Chrono
so
Trigger.
Hard to do anything.
Chrono Trigger would be.
Ooh, that's good.
Be a contender. You've got like a bunch of the Final Fantasy games.
We don't care about those.
Well, I mean, they're pretty
very
popular.
Controversial. Resident Evil 5, I thought was real good.
Is that the one where Chris punches a rock?
Yeah, boy.
The
rock that's too heavy to push, but not too heavy to punch. Just gotta soften it up a little bit.
Should we put a Pokemon game on here?
I mean, I was wondering about that, but that's like practically third party.
Yeah, it's just like if I feel like it's pretty much Nintendo first party. And if we're gonna pick one, I think we have to go Heart Gold Soul Silver, right?
Yeah, probably. But then you open up a can of worms of like the spin-off games. Arceus, Snap, Hey You Pikachu. Like Hey You Pikachu, probably not, but those other two are really good.
Yeah.
But maybe not quite top 10. Good.
I don't know. Original Pokemon Snap might be a top 10. Maybe not.
Oh, you think original's better than new?
Well, I do like new. I don't know. I think they're both pretty. I
feel like almost the only problem with the second one is that there's like too much. So that like certain things don't feel as impactful. Like in the first one, you're like, oh, you push the Charmeleon into the lava and turns to Charizard. That was crazy. But like new Pokemon Snap, there are like 400 different situations where you do something similar.
Yeah. There's the Portal games there. Miss Pac-Man. Star Wars Pod Racers.
Oh, that one's good.
Oh, yeah, Ninja Gaiden. Well, dang, there's a lot of good games. But I think we should probably just go with where we went off rip, like firing games here. So right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. Should we just whittle this down and organize it?
Okay. Organize it. I didn't know this was a numbered top 10.
Yeah. We're going to number it real fast. Nintendo Land is the top one.
And that one's it.
Where do you feel? Nintendo Land, I feel like might be like my second or third favorite game of all time. And the only reason it is not number one is because it lacks like real substance for a single player experience.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to compare like party / multiplayer games to solo.
Yeah.
Single player games. but it's definitely the best party game.
Yeah. So right now, I kind of want to throw it at the number 3 spot, if that's cool with you, and then we can rearrange it.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I think it might get edged out by a couple things.
Okay.
A little more.
Next up is Thousand Year Door.
It's like real good.
Yeah. Where would you put it? Above or below?
So that's the problem. I already want to put a game above it, and I know of multiple other GameCube games on this list.
Yeah.
And I know where you want to put. I know there's one game you want to put above.
Breath of the Wild,
or Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. Gosh dang it!
Are you gonna put Tears of the Kingdom below Nintendo Land?
No, I don't think I can. In good conscience.
Well, what about Smash Brothers?
No, I think Smash Bros is. Smash Bros is just too impactful. I think Smash Bros Ultimate and what it is. Yeah. Throw that one above, I guess. What do you need, Midna? You're Midna meowing.
Yeah, I feel like.
What? You want to come on the podcast?
The problem with.
You handle the show for a second. I'll get you some food. You're podcasting with Midna now.
Turns out neither of us have a lot to say. But I think one of the problems, I feel like, party games can be really fun, but they tend to not have that same kind of impact that single player games have.
Right.
Those like extra memorable moments.
Right.
Which I feel like kind of makes so party games kind of get pushed further and further back down the
Would you consider Smash Bros.
List
To be a party game in this way you're defining
it? It's not so much, but it like kind of is. Like
yeah, like but I feel like Smash Bros. Also has an impactful single player experience, and also the existence of it, right? Like there's stuff to this game that was just being like the nostalgia of the character reveals and the hype around the game itself, which is, I think, unique to this game among of everything on this list. Okay, well, we'll keep moving down the list. So Thousand Year Door, above or below? It kind of sounds like you want to put it above. So
I want to put it above, yeah.
Okay, I'll put above. Put it above. Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 3. Are we going with Luigi's Mansion 3 or 1?
Let's go with 3, I guess. Yeah, I feel like essentially the only point 1 has on it is the hard mode. Plus, I think the first one was probably a little scarier. A little more spooky.
I kind of want to put Luigi's Mansion behind Nintendo Land.
Because they have the Luigi's Mansion game mode.
That's true. But I feel like Luigi's Mansion just wasn't as impactful to me as Nintendo Land. It is a great game. It's very well made and very polished, but I think Nintendo Land is still. If I had to put them like side by side, I can only pick one. Like, yeah, I'll pick Nintendo Land. Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I feel like even though Luigi's Mansion is more of a solo game, it kind of has the same feel to it as playing Nintendo Land.
Where do you want to throw Tears of the Kingdom? I think it's up. It's high.
9th or something. 10th, maybe. Maybe we cut this one.
Maybe we cut it. Maybe it's not on the list. Where do you want it?
Yeah. Where do you want it?
On this list, it's probably number 1 for me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you'd say. And I think I can accept that.
Would you also say it's your number 1 on this list?
It's a good question.
It's like
And
a
one
tough
I'll never have to answer.
Maybe not. What about Metroid Prime?
That one's up there.
This one, I'm just gonna leave like 100% up to you. Like, is it better than
I
Smash
mean,
Bros.
it's like
Ultimate?
the highest rated GameCube game of all time. So,
And one of the highest rated Switch games of all time too.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's real good.
Is it above Smash or below Smash Ultimate?
I mean, it's the same sort of. You don't have that single player story experience and whatnot.
I know.
I think it's above.
You think it's above? Right. Toss it. I'll toss it there. Wii Sports Resort.
I think we cut this one.
You think we cut it? I really
think
like
we
this
cut
game.
it.
I think this is like one of the most impactful games on the Wii to me, which is kind of weird to say, but it's just like it's just so fun. I don't know. I just have a lot
of. It's really good, but then I compare it to Nintendo Land, and I feel like they have pretty similar vibes, but Nintendo Land's just better.
Yeah, I think if this one stays, it's going to be at the back, and I guess at that point, you're right. It should just be cut. Wii Sports Resort. Welcome to the top of honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey.
Man, this is why I don't like ranking things.
Yeah, above or below Smash Bros. I think is where we're at, or above and below, or above below Metroid Prime. Where I think this one.
The thing is, I just know I'm biased with Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
but I mean, if we count the remastered version, I mean, they've essentially fixed the kind of wonky control scheme. And I feel like that's kind of like the only kind of negative thing I can think of.
But Mario Odyssey is my favorite 3D Mario game.
Yeah, it's like a perfect 3D Mario game.
Yeah, I think it has really fun platforming. It has a pretty fun story and lots of world to explore. There's a lot to it. Like when you start to really think about all the things that you can do in that game, like all of the different places and challenges to get moons. They're doing a lot with what they've got.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll leave it up to you where this one falls. I think I put this above Smash Bros. Ultimate. I might not though. I could.
And the problem is we ended up playing the Wii version of Smash Bros. More.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have more nostalgia for kind of.
Yeah, but Mario Odyssey is also a very new game. It came out the same year as Smash Bros.
Yeah, but I have the nostalgia for the Wii version, but I know
Ultimate's a better one.
And that Ultimate is better.
Yeah.
But the nostalgia and that are kind of separated.
Well, and Ultimate's always one that we can play, right? We can we're gonna come back to this and play it. Odyssey, less so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's put Odyssey behind Smash Bros. Ultimate, just right behind it. That cool with you? Okay, and then we got Metroid Dread. Can we just say honorable mention for Metroid Dread? Because we have Metroid Prime.
Yeah, but it's real good.
It's real good.
I like it a lot.
We've got 1, 2, 3 spots left.
What are the other games?
Mario 3D World, Kid Icarus Uprising, Kirby Air Ride, and Pokemon Heart Gold.
I'd be willing to cut 2 of those games instead of Dread.
Yeah, you want to cut Mario 3D World and Kid Icarus Uprising. I think we cut...
and potentially even Heart Gold, actually. Or Soul Silver.
Oh no, I think Heart Gold has to be on here.
Yeah, I knew you'd really want that on, but
Well, no, I don't.
I might even cut Kirby's Air Ride over Metroid Dread.
Really? See, I don't even really.
But I think I have a little bit of recency bias for that.
Yeah, I don't even really strongly feel like Pokemon Heart Gold should be here, but I want Pokemon representation, and that's peak Pokemon. And that's probably the one I have the most memories of playing and having a really good time with it. I don't know. There's just something so cool about going back to Kanto and seeing where everybody was at. Brock wears a shirt now. Team Rocket lost their leader. Red climbed a mountain and is just chilling up on the top of a mountain. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just. I don't know. I don't know where to put Metroid Dread. Because I don't have the same strong feeling about it. I do think it is a very good game, but I wouldn't call it a GOAT for me.
Yeah, that's because you didn't play through on Dread mode. Once
would-
you play through
I
the 3
would-
times required to unlock it on Dread mode,
Yeah, I would
you're
probably
good enough to play.
like it less. I would probably like it less.
Because once you've played enough to unlock that, you're good enough to play on Dread mode. And playing on Dread mode and like doing good, it is so satisfying.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't done it, so I don't know, but I don't think that my opinion would change this as much as you think it would. But I do see where you're coming from.
More than you think it would.
Because I get that same sort of satisfaction from playing Spelunky, which you do not get that same satisfaction from playing Spelunky. So
yeah, not so much. Just because
I do think that your love of
still
Metroid
too much
Dread,
randomness that can happen.
Yeah, I think your love of Metroid Dread is a little more personal than and biased than
biased.
Which I would say the same thing for me for Spelunky, but Spelunky's not even on this list. Next week, let's do our personal GOAT lists. That'll be a pal topic for next week. And we have a whole week to think about our top 10 games of all time. And we'll open it up to all.
All games. That sounds too hard.
Yeah, all games.
Maybe we do top 11.
Sure.
That way you can have
Yep.
Kid Icarus on this list.
I don't want Kid Icarus on this list.
You don't want Kid Icarus on this list?
No, I think Kid Icarus shouldn't be on this list.
Oh, then we have Space for Dread on the list at 10.
No, we don't.
Well, I thought you had 12. We already cut.
Yeah, I forgot. No, I counted wrong. It was 13.
You piece of
So
crap.
I think we do 11. And we put Metroid Dread at 11. Perfect.
We put Metroid Dread not at 11, but something else goes at 11.
Because we have Mario 3D World, Kirby Air Ride, and Pokemon Heart Gold.
Right, yeah. Mario 3D World. I forgot it. I'm okay cutting that one too. That can go at 11.
No, that's a top 10 for
Is
sure.
it? I don't even think Mario 3D World's a top 20 for me.
Well, then I guess let's take it off. This is the pals list. But I don't want to put Metroid.
But I don't want to be bullying you to take off one of your favorite games.
To put we should.
It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
You're willing to sacrifice. Yeah, I don't know. I like 2 Metroid reps and 1 Mario rep and 1 Zelda rep. Let's put something else here. I'd be willing to put another Zelda game over Metroid Dread for sure.
Well, yeah, but it'd have to be a 2D Zelda game.
Would it? That's the logic you're following here?
Well, yeah, because we got the 3D Metroid.
Well, hey, if we're gonna do that, then I want to put Super Mario World because that's the best 2D Mario game.
But is it though?
Super Mario World is one of my goats for sure. For sure.
I'm gonna try and say this in the least offensive way possible, but Super Mario Wonder takes a dump.
No,
Super Mario World,
no.
absolute
Mario
unit
Wonder?
of a dump. Like 3 weeks constipated dump. on Super Mario World.
That's just not true. That's just not
It's
true.
so true.
That's why I wanted to put Mario 3D World, because I feel like that's the best 2D Mario game. I'm saying that mostly.
I mean, I actually still choose Wonder over 3D World.
And you know what? I actually choose, I think, Galaxy over all
That's
of
not
those.
2D,
Yeah, I know it's not.
right? Okay. Am I forgetting?
What if I just gaslit you right now and believing that
I'm
was...
relatively confident I wouldn't believe you because you could run around the planets. They do have a few kind of 2D sections, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, well, we can just leave Metroid Dread at 10. I don't feel good about it, though. I don't feel good
10.
about it.
But, you know, I'm willing to accept it being at 10, even though I'd put it at like...
Yeah, that's for your personal list. We're talking about like the
Yeah,
Nintendo
exactly.
Pals list here. And I feel like
so if you
there were a
average
lot
out
of
my
concessions
3 and
made.
your 11, then it's perfect. It should actually be at like 7.
You know what? We're making concessions here. Fine. Metroid Dread, stay on the list at number 9, but we are throwing Kid Icarus at number 10. And I'm cutting Kirby Air Ride.
You're cutting Kirby Air Ride over
Kid Icarus Uprising. Yeah.
Kid Icarus Uprising.
Here's
Kirby
the list
Air
so
Ride?
far.
Have you forgotten the city mode?
I just think Kid Icarus Uprising is a better game. It's so fun. And there are so many things you can do in it. And there's so many modes. And there's multiplayer.
Do you see like there's not multiplayer in Kirby's Air Ride?
Right. But Kirby's Air Ride doesn't really have a single player.
It absolutely does.
It's kind of. Not quite the same. Here's the list so far. We can make changes. Number 1 is Tears of the Kingdom. Number 2 is Metroid Prime. Number 3 is Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 4 is Mario Odyssey. Number 5 is Thousand Year Door. Number 6 is Nintendo Land. Number 7 is Luigi's Mansion 3. Number 8, Pokemon Heart Gold. 9, Metroid Dread. And 10, Kid Icarus Uprising. And you want to cut Kid Icarus Uprising to put Kirby's Air Ride. Because you hadn't been talking very strongly about Kirby's Air Ride. So I was like, okay, if you're willing to cut that, then let's do that.
That was the one I wasn't willing to cut for Dread.
You would rather cut Pokemon Heart Gold? And we throw Kirby back in there in that spot? I'm cool with that.
Question is, are you willing to cut Heart Gold?
I don't want to. I think Pokemon should be on here. I was willing to cut Kid Icarus until you were not willing to cut Metroid Dread, and now this is spiteful. So,
as long as you admit it's spiteful, because then people know the true list doesn't have Kid Icarus.
The true list, Kid Icarus Uprising is a fantastic game, and Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, you better stop hesitating on this answer.
Easily, yes.
There was way too long of a pause.
There was no pause. I just had to determine how I was going to say yes. Yes. Come on, Micah.
I'm willing to cut Heart Gold. If you really want to have Kid Icarus out of spite.
Yeah, and you know what we can do? We can just go back to your original point and say that Pokemon was third party. It doesn't belong on the list. There we go. Kirby Air Ride. Okay, these are our goats of all time. And
but Kirby Air Ride at 9, right?
It's at 8.
It's at 8? Oh, yeah. You just had it take the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
After you wait, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You just instantly put it above Kid. You just instantly put it above Kid Icarus.
Yes.
After saying you should cut Kirby's Air Ride for Kid Icarus.
Yes. Listen, Micah, Are you done with the list? I'm done with the list. I don't want to do it
I
anymore.
think I think you should put Dread at 8. Kirby the Red at 9.
No, I'm not moving Dread up anymore. I don't want it at 9. I want Dread off the list. It's staying at 9.
Kid Icarus isn't even in my top 100.
You've played like
That's
5
that
minutes
concession.
of it.
That's the concession I'm willing to make for you to have it even on the list.
What are we doing here? How did we end up fighting so much over the 9 and 10 spot? That doesn't make any sense. I'm making concessions by having Kid Icarus below Metroid Dread.
2 minutes ago, you said you didn't even think it should be on the list. And then you admitted saying this is out of spite.
This is out of spite. Can we leave it here with Air Ride at 8?
I mean, it just feels weird. It's the
Having it below Metroid Dread.
that you're just so willing to have it above Kid Icarus after saying that we should cut Kirby's Air Ride to put Kid Icarus on the list. And then suddenly you're like, no, it has to be above Dread.
Yes.
It has
1,000%. 1,000%.
Even after being willing to say that Dread should be on the list while Kirby's Air Ride shouldn't be on the list. It just doesn't make sense.
You're right. You're right.
Make it make sense to me.
No, I don't want to. I don't have to. I don't have to do that. Okay, can I read off the list? You can propose a revision.
Read off the list. Okay.
Number 1 is Tears of the Kingdom. Number 2 is Metroid
I'd like
Prime.
to propose a revision of putting Dread above Kirby's Air Ride.
You didn't finish. Let me.
Or did
I
have to wait for you to finish the list? Oh, my bad. I misunderstood.
You want to put?
You should have been a little more clear.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
Number 1 is Tears of the Kingdom. Number 2 is Metroid Prime. Number 3, Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 4, Mario Odyssey. Number 5, The Thousand Year Door. Number 6, Nintendo Land. Number 7, Luigi's Mansion 3. Number 8, Metroid Dread. Number 9, Kirby's Air Ride. And number 10, Kid Icarus Uprising.
Wow. I really respect what you did in changing that list. But once you read it again, I realized that I would probably put Dread above Luigi's Mansion.
All right. Well, that's too bad. that's too bad. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do that. So that's where this episode's ending.
I thought that might be pushing it a little too far, but I was like, you know what? I got it. I had to speak my truth of truths.
You had to speak it. Micah, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch at Micah Prime.
And
I almost said at Nintendo Pals. Next.
True. You can find it. You at Nintendo Pals. You can find me gallivanting about online on Andros 1. Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, for as long as that's still around, and more. Andros 1, all platforms. Huge thanks and shout out to Roger Pollard for the intro music and also for creating our logo. If you want to check out more of his work, we link to that in the description of every episode, and he would absolutely love to hear from you. He is immensely talented and can make all sorts of cool stuff. So reach out if you're looking for someone to commission. And then on top of all of that, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on your podcast listening app of choice. And a huge shout out and thank you to our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/Nintendo Pals, where for as little as $1, you can support the show in a monetary sense. That's right. In that good old money way. And helps us out immensely, makes us very excited for cool projects and things that we can do with those funds, and also helps keep the lights on, get us cool equipment, that stuff. This is going too long. Can I give just a shout out and thank you to our Patreon supporters? Huge shout out and thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. That's T-Bone, Forsaken Voyager. Wait, do I have? Sorry, Forsaken Voyager is no longer a Patreon supporter. But for Second Voyager, we appreciate the time that you did. T-Bone, Nick Lanoy, Fedorable Will, Monkey Thunder, Madison, aka Purple Riolu, Lava Plays, John Cummins, Lilmus7, Tim A, aka Neoprime 33, aka Nintendo Dad number 4, Seth Sturgill, LPD, Spider Shan, Solo, and Mute Dog the Gamer. Thank you all so much for your support at the Yup and Up tiers. We appreciate all of you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening to everybody listening. Micah, leave us with some sage wisdom.
Man, I did have some sage wisdom, but I lost it somehow. Where did it go?
But the lawnmower that went by earlier cut it down.
Yeah, I found that sage wisdom in my own mind is what I was searching through, not this best Brandon Sanderson quotes website. That's not top 500. But my sage wisdom is strength does not make one capable of rule. It makes one capable of service.
Ooh, that's wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty wise, some might say.
That was great. Thanks everybody for listening. Peace out. All right, I ended our stream here so we can